vertically, I should say. Not sideways, not upside down. Although I did think about going upside down because wouldn't that be fun? Welcome, my name is Amy. This is Cooking with Pam and Amy, but mostly Amy today because she is in Texas with a friend. And so she's not here, and I have my lovely friend Esther helping me. So we've been screwing around, getting all these things set up to give you a demonstration on how to make air fryer steak bites, cauliflower tater tots, and we're going to do a tomato bisque soup and a chicken stir fry. So hope you got your recipes and your ingredients. I'm so excited to have you here, and let's get started. One quick thing, Esther, why don't you open up Facebook on there, and then you can see if anybody has questions easier than through my phone. So, just a little housekeeping on that, and here we go. I wanted to show you the steak bites. I've got a few steaks. I also had a shoulder roast that I cut into pieces, but by steak bites, you just want to do like finger long type stuff, easy peasy like that. So I had most of this done already, and we're just gonna cut that up, and voila. These are gonna go into the air fryer. I already put my spices in there. Hopefully you guys made the rub, the barbecue rub, and they're getting spicy, getting saucy. We're gonna add a little bit of oil to that, and mix it up super good. And then this is gonna sit for a little bit. So I think in the recipe I mentioned putting it into a Ziploc baggie, which you can do, or a bowl, whichever you find useful. Just make sure that everything's well covered. I did add some salt and pepper to it. And then we're gonna air fry this up, super easy peasy. You can air fry it now and then reheat them, or you could have them set aside, marinating, and just put in what you want to air fry as you're going. So we're gonna set this over here by the air fryer. I'm gonna wash my hands. There we go. Next, I did cook the cauliflower already. I steamed it, and I've got it setting over here cooling because it's going to, needs to be washed. It needs to cool down a little bit so you can squeeze out all the water. And then we're gonna make tots with that. So, can you find me on there? Awesome. We're set. Going good. All right, for the soup, easy peasy. Got your soup pan, a little hot. It's telling you this is so fun because we're just gonna chop big pieces of our veggies. We've got celery. Love a sharp knife. Top left. There we go. Get some celery in there and some carrots. Now this dish, we didn't name a meat with it, but it can definitely go with your steak bites or not. Get these going in there. So I just wanted to show you that it's literally just big, huge chunks that we're throwing in here. And we have some tomatoes. Those are whole. Some yummy basil. Smells good already. And this is a bisque, and the reason I call it a bisque, even though there's no cream in it, is because we're going to blend it up, and with all of these vegetables in there, it literally makes it creamy. It's really amazing. It's the coolest recipe. I've tweaked it just a little tiny bit to make it creamier in my opinion, and so I'm calling it my own. But also hiding some vegetables in there, because you know that's my trick. And nobody will know. Zucchini is the coolest thing to hide because it doesn't have that strong of a flavor, but the flavor is very easily overpowered with other stuff. And we're going to get in our yummy vegetables and a little bit of herbs, and we'll be good to go. Which, there was thyme. You see my thyme? Might be still in the fridge. Would you mind grabbing that out of the refrigerator? Thank you, Esther. There we go. stuff. And remember, we learned a couple weeks ago, or actually at the beginning of this, that the way to avoid crying eyes with onions is to light a candle. And that would be before you start cutting the onions. But we're just doing super quick chops on this, so I think I'm going to be safe. You never know. But here we go. And the trick to that trick is remembering it, which I'm not very good at. Because believe it or not, for all the organizing I am, I'm pretty fly by the seat of my pants in the kitchen. So you can get there too and put together amazing stuff. Super fun. We got this. All right. There's that. We're just going to cover it. Oh, put in some thyme. If you want, I know the recipe called for some fresh parsley, which we do not have, and so I'm just going to put some thyme in there and call that good. And then you want to cover everything that's here with your broth. And we're going to get it to a boil and blend it. It's so easy. It's so yummy. You know what I'm craving? Tomato soup with toasted cheese sandwiches on gluten-free bread. Go for that. Although right now I'm also to eat cheese, so I should try some
hard
of the
cheese, Parmesan.
diet. I can do Parmesan cheese or the dairy-free cheese. We tried that on enchiladas and it was pretty good. So that's a little hot. Yay. We're gonna cover that. Add just a couple slices of salt.
Kathy has a comment.
Hi, Kathy.
Hi, Kathy.
What's
I
up?
put my soup together and added 2 quarts of chicken broth by mistake. Don't have enough ingredients to double the batch. What now?
Boil it down. Let it boil for a little bit, and then you may siphon some off before you blend up the vegetables. Take some off, and you can use that, freeze it, use it in another soup. You'll just have a little tint of the veggies, or just boil it down a bit, but that would be kind of a waste of your good broth. So I would drain off some of the juices and freeze it or store it if you know you're going to be making another soup soon, and go from there. Does that help? Hopefully. Good question. Good problem. It's always good to have problems arise so that we can solve them. Next, cauliflower is still super steamy, so let's get some veggies cut up for our stir fry. I got my bowls out, because this makes you feel super professional and fun. And this part you can do whatever your family likes for veggies is good. So, try that. And again, how big you like the pieces will determine how you're chopping this. I kind of like pieces that are enough that you can put 2 or 3 pieces of different veggies in your mouth. Sometimes some people like only that same veggie. And for the chicken on this, I actually purchased a roasted chicken and deboned it. And I've got that meat marinating right now. You can also do a couple of breasts in the Instapot, and the directions are there. 25 minutes with a little bit of the stir-fry sauce that we made in Getting Saucy. And then you have your chicken that way. Then you can just take it out and chop it up. But I'll show you mine. Since I had to make so much, I decided to go that route. There we go. Alrighty, get our carrots. I noticed that there's baby bok choy in the organic section. That's also really good if you do bok choy and peppers. It's good stuff. I think Pam got us a pepper too. Yep. She did participate. She did the grocery shopping. There you go. I was there earlier today for another client. So, getting stuff done. Yummy. I can't believe it's the middle of June already. And Father's Day weekend is coming up. That's going to be fun. Hope everybody has some good plans. You know what I like about leaving the ends on these is you have something to hang on to when it gets closer. Even if you're using the mandolin, then you would have something to hang on to. And then you can get all the way to the end without fearing for your fingers' lives. All right, there we go. Easy peasy. Oops, let's see what I need. I need to grab an onion. I'll be right back. Now, for prepping this, you can do two things. We can cook some up like I do with al dente veggies so that it's easy to reheat, especially if you're trying to make some lunches out of it, so you can portion it out. Or you can have all the veggies chopped and throw it together the night you're going to actually eat it. Then make your veggies. But you really can get it al dente and it reheats wonderfully, especially when it's been marinating in all the yummy juices. So, I like onions to be a little bit bigger when we're doing this, but if you like the onion flavor but you don't want it to have the pieces in it, definitely cut it smaller. There we go. I'm going to put that in there. I love little bowls. There we go. I noticed when I was shopping today that there's no more signs about depleted stock of anything. There is depleted stock, but there's no signs about them rationing it. So I feel like that's a good sign. All right, we've got carrots. Now we can start stacking these up. Let's do some, oh, we missed a celery. Do a pepper. Easy it is to pop it open if you cut it like that. Pull out the insides. 1 and 2. Easy. Then you can also make sure that it's clean in here because sometimes it doesn't get so clean. There we go. I got my knife sharpened this week. It's so nice. Makes everything like butter. There we go. Let's see how our soup's doing. Whoop. Looking good. That's pretty much done. All we have to do is blend it. You can use an immersion blender or you can use a, what am I thinking? Like a Blendtec, but make sure that the lid does not seal on it because then it creates pressure and it will pop off and explode all over you. It's very owie. So I use a Ninja and it has a little valve on the top that you can open up. So always make sure you do that. And then sometimes I have clients that like to have ground turkey in the soup if they wanted to add protein. So there's another idea. I should just put a bowl on here. Ta-da! And do that. Make life simple, right? Alrighty. I'm curious what other kind of veggies people are using for their stir fry. Anybody? Something different? Something fun? Another client has a CSA box that she gets with different veggies, and she's gotten some really crazy ones that I've never done anything with, so it's been fun to find recipes and figure that out. The broccoli I like to cut a little bit on the small side. So you just take the edge. You can see what I'm doing here, huh?
Kathy has a question.
Yes, Kathy.
If you don't have a wok, what is the best pan to use?
I'm actually going to use this. It's big. Of course, I'm making a lot. You could just use a skillet. It's nice with high sides because you can create kind of like a steaming. As we get into this, we're gonna steam it a little bit with the cabbage towards the end. So that I find works very well. Something with high sides, but not like a soup pot, if that makes sense. But then just a big skillet will work as well. And this pan, I actually find them at Ross or TJ Maxx a lot on quite a good sale. Or you can find them on Amazon. I think they're about $80 or $90. But at Ross, they're like 40 or 30. So if you keep an eye out there. Huh?
Linda is now on and says hello.
Hi, Linda. Nice to see you here. Is that Linda Rednick?
Yes.
All right. How cool that you made it. Normally she has to watch afterwards. Got some chipping and chopping going here. It's kind of fun if you break up these little heads. Then you have baby heads of broccoli in there. There we go. That's easy enough. This. When they're just small like this, you can cut them like that, one way and another, and then just chop up your pieces that way. Right? Straight through. And you got just a few that stick bigger. So this one, because it's spread out, is a little bit more confusing, but if you do that, and then just chop through it, this way you're utilizing some of the stock as well, which is good for us. I know on the organic broccoli it's a little bit frustrating because they usually give you huge portions of stock, which we don't very often use. I actually have a recipe coming up we're going to share with you that's a broccoli salad, and that we can use the stock in. So, but you can sometimes cut them up into dipping sticks, but they're pretty tough. So, not so easy to find. Wash my hand.
Linda said in her stir fry, she is using onion, celery, cabbage, peppers, shallots, crisp apples, garlic, carrots, and broccoli.
That sounds amazing. I like the apple idea.
Yeah.
That's very curious. Add a sweet. What kind of apples are you using, Linda?
Crisp apples.
Crisp. Like honey crisp, maybe. All right, I'm getting out my favorite tool. This is for the cabbage. See, I cut the cabbage in half, and I left the core in. And my very sweet friend Esther is telling me to get the glove. So I'll do it. Because I know even on the recipes, I say, use a glove, use a glove. There, I am gloved. Ta-da! So we want to set this on the thinnest setting, unless you like bigger chunks, but we're not actually going to cook the cabbage. We literally steam it at the end with we just throw it on top and steam it so that it's crunchy, but by cutting it really fine, you don't have to worry about cooking it down much, because it will cook down really quickly if you're going to reheat it and such as well. So we don't want it to be super soggy. A little bit of this. Ooh, look at my soup. It's going. I'm going to turn this down to medium. You can also do most of these vegetables on the mandolin. for chopping if you want to consider uniform size. I like the large grate for carrots and onions. Even the celery, usually do the straight grate on like the largest or the second to largest thing. But when you do this, then you can get right down to the core, utilizing most of it. And then, if you're adventurous, you can actually snack on the core. I have kids of one of my clients used to love when I did cabbage, because then we would save the cores for them to munch on. And they ate their best amount of vegetables when I was there giving them little chopped pieces. So it was a game the mom and I then played, like, okay, what other vegetables can we get them to eat, because I'm sitting there making stuff and they think that's cool. There we go. So I think things are starting to lighten up a bit, and I mentioned in a post a little while ago that we might have a contest for people in the area, the greater Portland area, maybe even a little bit beyond, who would like to have me cook in their kitchen. So I'm still ruminating on how to make that possible, but I would love to know who's interested and what you're willing to do for that. You'd have to have your kitchen clean so that I can come and make the meals that we present. But if you bought the groceries, then I would come cook them in your house with you. So we could either do it you're on camera with me and helping, or we could do it me on camera and you just get to eat. Like, there's all these things I'm trying to think how that would be fun and interesting, and then you can also tell me what you'd like to see if you were to do that. Kind of maybe like what it would be like to have 2 people in the kitchen and how to facilitate that, because I know you have kids, you have spouses, and it's really fun to be in the kitchen if you can figure out your rhythm. So there's that. Voila! Look at that, guys. We have stir fry. My bowl's a little small. That's okay. Let's be good stuff. Alrighty. There's my glove. Oh, I'm going to rinse that. When you use these things, always rinse them, because if not, the veggies stick in there and ruin the blade pretty quick. And I haven't figured out how to sharpen those blades, so they need to be just the whole thing replaced once in a while, which is unfortunate. But all right, we made a nice big mess. I think we are good to go with this. Veggies, we got the soup. Still want to turn it down a little bit. So that's going. Get this over here. Can you see me here? Okay, so here's the cauliflower. And I boiled it in these large chunks, because what you need to do with it then is squeeze all the water out. And you can put it in a towel, which I'm going to do in a second, but I just want to show you that you can also do it by hand. It's just very time consuming and crumbly, but it's kind of cool because it all crumbles. So you really want to get all of this out as much as you can. And then I already have 2 eggs in the bowl, because I used 2 heads of cauliflower. We'll get out the other ingredients in just a minute. So it makes it a really nice kind of crumbly texture, like tater tots. Imagine that. Now, let's get a towel. Actually, you know what that would work really good is one of our produce bags, but maybe not. Let me think about that. What would work? I think just a towel. Let me do this. She's not a paper towel. This is going to be an experiment, loves. We'll just see how it goes.
You could put that in the produce bag in the towel.
Oh yeah, that in the produce bag. This thing?
The cauliflower.
Oh, yeah. But I fresh new one, I'd be a little bit hesitant because they rummage around in my bags. So, experiment. We'll do this together and see how it works. What I usually do is squeeze, hand squeeze it, but that's gonna take too long. So, when I'm doing small batches, not a big deal. Let's see how strong I am. Ooh, there's lots of water coming out. There we go. This works. And when you're making your pizza crusts, this is what you want to do also. Is get all the water out. But see how small of a bowl it's going to turn into? So it's pretty funny. So that's why you got to get at least goodly amount of cauliflower. And when you use the frozen stuff that's already granulated, there's even more water in it because it was frozen. All right. Keep going on it. This is my workout.
You should do like grape stomping.
Yeah, right? With cauliflower stomping. All right, I think that's gonna be good. We'll throw that in there. Oh yeah, nice and crumbly. Now, I will tell you from experience, rinse this towel out and wash it immediately, or you will feel like something died in your laundry basket. For sure. Now, got the other ones right here. All right, so here's our cauliflower, and it looks nice and crumbly, like that. And we're gonna put our spices in there. And then the key to this lovely thing is, what do I do with my scoopy? I have a metal scoop, there you go. This is called a number 50 scoop. I don't know why it's 50, but that's what it is if you're looking for it at a store. I think I got mine at, where did I get mine? Probably Sur La Table. I think you can get them on Amazon also. But it's super perfect for the use of this. And I'm just gonna throw in some of the seasoning. And then we need cheese and then other cheese. Would you grab the shredded cheese out of there, the sticky cheese? And garlic. We want some garlic. And then there's cream cheese on the door. Would you grab that? Or on the, yeah. In the drawer? Or is it on the, there it is. Perfect. Thank you. So we need a bit of cream cheese. This is nice and soft. And oven. 425, I believe. Is that right, guys? Bake. Or is it 400? I'm gonna start 400. If anybody sees the recipe and if it's different, let me know. Put in my cream cheese. Now this will soften up because your cauliflower is warm. So get it nice and mixed in there. And then we're going to mix and mash. Oh, I need this stuff. There we go. So, getting this mixed in, I'm gonna let this sit there for a minute and so the cheese softens. Smells good. A little bit of salt and pepper.
Cauliflower tots are 425 in the oven or 400 300 for 10 minutes in the air fryer is an option.
Yes. We're gonna do these 425. And that going. The reason I'm gonna do these in the oven is because we're gonna be doing the steak bites in the air fryer in just a moment, and I have a large amount of these, so when you have a large amount, sometimes it's not great to go into the air fryer. So even though they have a nice big one, there's some chunks. Cheese is almost melted. Yummy yumminess. So it's a little bit chunky, which is good. You'll have some cauliflower chunks. If you're people that you're trying to fool a little bit don't like cauliflower chunks, then you can also put this in the food processor and blend it smooth. But I find they're more similar to tater tots when it's a little chunky. All right, still see my little cream cheese. Almost good to go. There. Ta-da! Yummo! Hello, Mr. Tucker. With my vacuum cleaner. Okay.
Linda has a question.
Yes.
Can Amy talk about how she would cook the cauliflower tots in the air fryer?
Sure. I would stick them in on, I know Linda has the same one. Stick them on this, on some parchment, or if you want to just use your pan, this one they use for dripping, so it's a little dirty. So make sure there's some good oil down so that it doesn't stick. And then you will put them, I'll show you, you'll put them on the tray the same way I'm going to put them on this tray. They can be pretty close together. We're going to scoop that a little bit. And so you're going to take the scoop and just make sure that it's pretty filled, like that. And then, with that in front of it, or that, there we go, or that. We're going to do this. Oh, thank you, Esther. So you're going to be they can be pretty close together, like that. And so you're just going to fill up the air fryer tray. No, I need that. Oh. This one I need. We can move this. There you go. So separated by about a finger width. And I like to make them pretty much just this. If they get any bigger, then they're not going to cook well. So little dumpling like that. For if you're not making that much, you could make a few in the air fryer. I want to see how many would fit on this tray.
Linda says, what's the size of the scoop?
It's a size 50. That's how they size them. So I would say 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 by 1, 2, 3, 4. Probably 20 will fit on this tray. That's a good size meal. Since we're doing more, I'm going to do them on this and in the oven. Yeah. They get crunchier. So last week we figured out that the difference between the convection oven and the air fryer is that the air fryer's air moves differently and hotter, if I remember correctly.
More circulation.
There's just more circulation. There you go. So that's how it cooks differently. So we're going to put these on here like this. Fun little tots. And then we're going to take some of this cheese, that's the shreds, rather than the grated. So we put the grated on the inside, make them yummy. And then the shreds will be on top, and it just makes them crunchy. So amazing. That's easy peasy. Nice chunks. One time when I made these at a client's for a dinner party. I didn't get enough water out, and they kind of turned into pancakes. They were still yummy, but pancakey. So you'll know how well you do with getting the water out, depending on how flat they go. It's a good brunner. And I'll tell you, it took me 3 or 4 times of making these to get it right, to understand the consistency and all that stuff. So if they don't work out great the first time, don't give up, because when they finally work out, oh my gosh, they're super yummy and yummy. We like yummy. So here's that. All right. There we go. I've got a little bit left. Maybe we'll do those in the air fryer after the steak fry. So, our oven will be ready shortly. Let's put these over here for a moment. And so for the cheese that you want to put on top, actually, let's do that. Okay, that's a really good step. Let's take this bowl. We want the strands to be somewhat long, so you want about a cup of this, and kind of break it up, because they're a little bit long sometimes, especially when they come in the bag. They're pretty long and fresh. So I just take a little dollop, and I kind of push it on top, and it's going to fall to the sides, and that's fine, but you literally want like 1/8 of a teaspoon, just a little pinch on each one. And then let it fall, some fall to the sides, and that will become nice, crunchy. You know, like those chips they make that are or the salad toppers that are all crunchy, Parmesan crisps. That's what they are. That's what will be all over the side of these. Super yummy. And easy peasy. Okay. This is one way to get people to eat cauliflower. But they never knew. If you're doing them on a baking sheet like this, make sure you have parchment paper or a good spray down so that the crisps don't stick to it. Pam here has a nice mat. Is it Demarl?
Demarl, now Bon Chef.
Or Bon Chef. Bon Chef. Alright, so we'll just wait for our oven to heat up, and we'll throw those in a moment. And in the meantime, let's check our soup and look at doing stir fry. That there. I think I can move this. This is done. Take those. Alright, you'll need your stir fry sauce, and salt and pepper, all your veggies, cabbage last, onion stuck. This is looking good. I boiled it for a while with the lid on. Now I'm going to take the lid off and let it boil and thicken up a little bit. Like that. See where we're going. Your best barometer for this being done will be your carrots, because they're the crunchiest thing. So they're getting there. I turned it down a little. I'm going to turn it up. Get a nice strong simmer going. In the meantime, get my cauldron out. The lid we will use when we're going to do the last part, which is the cabbage. But to start with, here's our meat. We're going to put some avocado oil in, just about a tablespoon, and get our onion sauteing. This is the little one. There we go. Get that going. So the order I like to do is onions and carrots because those are stronger, tougher. Then we'll do celery, but all of this, we're only going to do it half cooked. So, and then I'll do this. Then I'll do the broccoli and some peppers and the cabbage last. And you can choose to mix the meat in after the broccoli goes in, or here. Let me think about that. I know I wrote it in the recipe. I think it should go before the broccoli. So you want it all heated up. Get it all heated up. Then we're going to throw in the cabbage. We're going to put a little bit more sauce in there. We're going to close the lid, have it turned off, and it's going to be amazing to serve in the moment. Or we're going to half cook everything, have it all mixed up, and do that. Oh, another thing you can do that's really cool is you can get like a baking dish, your 9x13, and you can put your veggies in. Even, let me think. Put in your meat that's already sauteed and it's cooked because it was a roasted chicken. And then on top of that, saute your onions, your carrots, and your celery and put that in as a layer. And then the next layer you can do is slightly saute your broccoli and your peppers. At the last minute, add those in, saute those. You want, as soon as the broccoli turns bright, then you're basically just going to heat through the peppers and be done. Throw that into a layer, and then we can throw the cabbage on top without cooking it, and then cover it, and it would steam everything. And there's another way of serving it. If you're doing a big amount, that's actually a good way as well. So, if I'm giving you too many options, just say so. I tend to do that. Oh, we could do this, and oh, we could do that. Oh, this would be fun too. But lots of ideas, and if you need clarification on anything, always feel free to write in the comments. Even if you're watching a replay, you can hashtag replay at Amy Chivica so that it tags me and says there's something for you to respond to, and I'm always happy to answer questions. So, another thing we can do is get the air fryer getting hot. As soon as I work on this. Okay, I'm going to put that in there, just one little slice of onion into the oil so I can listen for when it's going to get hot. In the meantime, let's come over here and do our steak bites on this bad boy. See if she has some parchment paper. Nope. Nope. Oh. I don't know where her basket went. Here we go. We're going to try Reynolds wrap. I'm just going to cover this. There we go. And we're going to lay the steak pieces out. You do not want them to be overlapping. So a little bit time consuming, and it might take 2 batches. But you need to kind of be all lined up and not touching. Should work. You can see that. Should I bring it over here?
Yeah, you're a little far away.
There we go. This will work. Look. So there's some that are a little thicker. This is because I cut up the shoulder. But I think it's going to be super yummy. And it's marinated well. The trick for marinating meat, I think, when it's red meat, even when you're doing like meatball meat, is if it smells good and spiced, then you're gonna have a good, you did a good marinade. If you can't smell the spices, you need to add more. And if you smell, I'm not too keen on this, just the raw smell of meat, so I like to smell spices better. So that's one way of kind of hiding that if anybody is a little bit squeamish over it. There we go. It's almost filled up. There's a teeny bitty ones. They'll cook fast. And these can be left somewhat rare, so that when they reheat, they're done well too. Okay. I'm going to put them on the center rack in there, and at 10 minutes, we really want 8 minutes, 400, and see how that goes. That'll be set. Got my onion going here. Saute. You know what I think that I'm going to do is my idea of hot. Yes. Since I am making 2 of these, we've got 1 and 2. Let's see. This will work perfectly, actually. We're going to put some of this meat in here. There we go. Okay. And show the example. This is on, well, we're going to go to medium high. Get them just as they start to turn color. We're going to add the carrots and more stuff. We'll do carrots, celery, and onion as a layer. Okay, this stuff is layered. This is going to be great. And then I can have some separate because I'm sending Esther home with food too. That's the trick for getting to help me. Or the payment. The thank you. That's the word I'm looking for. This is good. That's almost done, and that's almost done. And it's nice and thick. You're going to pull the herbs out. The thyme will come out with their little twigs before you blend it, or you'll have twigs in your soup. Good? Alright, those are almost done. Would you go grab me my Ninja, the big one? How are we doing on time? Oh, a little slower today. I wasn't prepared with all my veggies. Those are looking good. This is 425. Let's get these in. Keep stepping on celery. Da-da-da-da. All right. Whoop. That's good. I'm going to salt this a little bit. Oh no, the Ninja. That's the kitchen name. The one you use all the time.
Hey, look at me.
Too many tools. If only we had one tool for everything. It'd be great. Alright, we're half cooked there. I'm going to throw these in. Pretty much get them heated through. There we go. We'll stick that baby right there. Awesome, thank you. And our steak bites are looking good. Okay, we're going to get a dish for those. You know, the marinade that we put on the steak bites is the same thing that you can put on a steak to marinate at home, and you put it on the barbecue. It's also good. But the steak bites are kind of fun because they're different and they're easy to grab. You want to just do a few. You can throw them on salad. I know Linda makes the best, most amazing salads. all kinds of elements of yumminess. So with summertime coming up, it's kind of fun to have a little bit of protein. You can have that set aside, throw your veggies together for your salad, have one of those amazing vinaigrettes or green goddess dressing or the curry dressing, and you can make all kinds of different salads going from there. Alright, our carrots. Pretty much I'm just going to heat them through. Let's put in a little bit of our sauce. Make sure you shake this every time you use it because the oil does go to the top. Just a touch. You can sip a drink or something, okay? Relax. I keep ordering these things, like different things to try, and I've gotten a few, but I think I might have found a replacement for coffee. It's kind of fun. It's called Mud Water, and it's a whole bunch of mushrooms and cinnamon and stuff, and it's amazingly yummy, but I still like my coffee. The advertisement was that it can help you give up coffee, so I'm working on it. But that's super fun. And then I also found coffee that has vitamins. So I gotta get my vitamins every day, and that has, if it's in my coffee, that works. Good stuff. All right. This is good. We're gonna scoop some of this on here and show you how I would do this. So that's a nice layer. The rest, take out my pan. I'm going to put it in here. Show that. All right, next we're going to do our broccoli. This, we're going to let it turn bright green. A little bit of that on there. I like to put a little in there, and then when you're eating it or serving it, you can do more. Another thing you could have done is a layer of cauliflower under this, or a layer of rice. So that is something else that works. You want to get your rice in, but truly, if you eat it like this, you won't even miss it. It's pretty amazing, the rice factor. All right, this is going good. And top goes in. Oh, and our steak stopped. Lovely. Let's see how we're going. Ooh, that looks amazing. And just slightly al dente. I think I'm going to leave it like that. Quite juicy. Good. As they set, they should pick up the juices again. Good. That was perfect. So because I'm going to serve these later, I did one side 8 minutes, and they're cooked enough so that when you go to the next round of cooking, it will be perfect and they won't get overcooked. So let's give this a good stir. Let it steam for a second. There we go. And put some more steak bites on. you go to cook them again, to reheat them to eat, you could do probably 8 minutes again, and they should be perfect and not overdone. If they're cold, when you get them out, then you could do them for another 5 to 8 minutes, and I think they would be perfect because they're medium on the inside, medium rare. Also, if you wanted to have them not sit in their juices, you could put you could use the basket, and then they won't be sitting in their own juices when they cook. Squeeze all these in here. Perfect. Then we could do some of the. We'll do some of the taters next. Tots next. Okay, am I dying? Here's our broccoli. Beautiful. Do you need a okay, the broccoli's just turned green. I'm going to throw in the peppers, add an element of color. Pretty much just want them warmed up and put in there. This will ensure all your stuff is crunchy. I'm going to do another layer here. So this will store really well too. Will it reach? There's only plugs underneath the thing. There we go. We're good to go now. I'm literally just going to heat this up really quick. I'm going to turn this stove off, pour in some of these juices, mix it first. Need to move it? Go for it. My phone's dying, guys, so we're going to move it a little bit. So we're just putting a little tiny bit of this in, like 2 tablespoons, and I did half a head of cabbage because it was a big head. And then this burner is off, but obviously still hot. We're just going to let it steam for a couple of seconds, and then we're going to be able to put that on top, and you're going to have your stir-fry layered lasagna dish thingy. So, and then we're going to be doing our soup here in just a minute. It's looking good. Get my pinchers out so we can start picking out this lovely stuff. You can also try this up. Since I didn't have the parsley this time, I didn't. And I also like the little leaves of the thyme to be in there. It's kind of yummy. There we go. As you're scooping it into the food processor, you'll find more too, so don't be too worried about it. All right. I'm going to turn that off, and voila. This I used there, this I used there. Which one did I use? All right, here's our cabbage, all mixed with some juices and just slightly steamed. Perfect topper. You can then put your sesame seeds on top of this, or you can choose to wait until you have served it on plates. So this is going to be kind of fun. I'm glad I thought of this. This is how to serve it to a big group. If you want to put it on the table, or you just serve it from the pan. So I would kind of be doing the same thing. It would be all the meats and vegetables mixed up. They'd be in the pan, and then I turn the heat off, and I put the cabbage in there, and I just steam all of it, and then you can scoop out of there. But this is going to hold up really well for the family to dig into throughout the week. So there you go. There's that. And the rest of this, I'm going to set to the side. That is hot. Always test before you grab. Okay, am I still in? This is good because I have to go to the Ninja anyways.
We are good.
And I smell tater tots. Totsy tots. Okay. This we can put over here. Now, this is what I meant by one that had an opening. Get it off. This opens. So we're going to open this when we put the stuff in there to puree. What did I do with?
Linda has a question. Where
Yes.
did the juice come from? Was it from the meat?
Yes. The juice in the meat is from the meat. Because it's on the tray instead of the basket, it was just cooked right there. Oh, whoopsie. Another twig. Whee, that's hot. Another twig. It's really good to blend this when it's hot because it breaks down better. There we go. I'm not quite going to make it all in there. So, let's get this on here. Lock it in, open that slightly. It doesn't have to be all the way because it's probably going to splatter. And give it a good blend. See how it changed in color? It's super yummy, creamy. Let me grab, what do I want to do with that? Since we have some more left in the pan, and I want to be able to mix it all together, I am going to let that be, and I'll be putting that in a jar. But if you get a bigger container, like I like to put it into big jars, I have a gallon jar, and I dump it into there, puree that, dump it all together, mix it, and then you can put it into individual jars if you want, or you can keep it in your pot, your stew pot, and go from there. So there is your tomato bisque, and can be completely vegetarian if you put in veggie stock instead of broth. So these, I think because our pan was hot, are looking done. Oh, bing! Perfect timing. Perfect timing. Here we go. And again, they look awesome. You could turn them over and do another couple of minutes. But we're going, because they're kind of rare, probably can't see that. They're a little rare, the bigger ones especially. But since we're going to be reheating these ones later, we want to not do that. We want to leave them rare and let them be in their juices, and then we can take them out and reheat them in the air fryer again. Probably more at like 350. And do, what am I thinking? Maybe for 5 to 8 minutes should be perfect actually. Should be just fine. So we were going to do some tots next. Let's see the tots, how they do it here. I'm going to take this off. There we go. Ah, getting this figured out. There we go. Let's check these tots. They're looking good. Here's See how nicely those looked? Thank you, Doc. Now, for the air fryer, I said 400 degrees. With these babies, let's see this. I only have a few left. Still a little bit from this one. Make it whole. Okay. There. 5 little ones. And we'll get our cheese. Oh. Alright. Let's see how these do. Again, middle shell. 400, and I think 5 minutes to start. Probably will do better. 8 is fine, actually. Just get a little nervous in that. Not quite familiar with it. 100%. But there we go. So we have our soup. We got our steak bites. We've got these lovely. See how they're starting to brown on the bottoms? Those are going great. And we have our stir fry. She's following me. Cool. So let's see how those babies turn out. Anybody have any other questions? Anything about the getting saucy? Oh, my computer died too. So if you have questions, ask them, and I will get on as soon as I'm done with this and let you know. Sorry. Again, I am not the techie person here. So here thought I had my stuff together, and clearly not. But we still have fun, and we're still going to laugh about it, because that's the whole point, right? I smell both of these lovely things. Yum-o. Soups and stuff. And this can go over here. This sauce you can use to garnish it later with some sesame seeds. Super yummy. I keep a bottle of that pretty much going in my refrigerator all the time because it's lovely. Even if you just have rice, simple dish, and you put some of that on it, you're good to go. Going good here. Yeah, those are cooking so much faster than these. That's amazing. Those are good. You really want them to be pretty browned on top, and then you'll know they're done. And because the egg cooks really well, that's the only thing that's raw in there. But they'll be good. And then you can use one of the sauces, like the barbecue sauce or a ketchup is good, or the green goddess dressing is good as a dip, or just by themselves. They're so tasty. You'll be delighted. Truly delighted at how tasty all that stuff is. So, just gonna spend a few more minutes here because I want to show you what the tots look like when they come out. And other than that, we did pretty good. 3 meals, guys. A little over an hour, and I know you can do it. It's good stuff. Next weekend is Father's Day. We are going to be sending you recipes for, I believe, steak stroganoff, pulled beef and slaw, barbecue, and then I don't remember the third one, I'm sorry, but it is a replay. So you will get the recipes on Wednesday, and then you will be able to find the video as a replay the following Monday, or as soon as you get the recipes, you can find the replay. So that's kind of convenient for you if you want to do those on the weekend, although you should be eating this stuff on the weekend. Very good. And then, yeah, we'll be back again after that. Oh, and the week after that is going to be really fun because I'm going to do all salads. There won't be any meat involved, but getting you prepared for any 4th of July parties that you're going to. We're going to have just a salad stuff. So that should be good. And then July will start out and we have a whole new series of grilled type, getting saucy stuff for barbecuing. And I found a recipe for, or I was shown actually by a good friend, for a grilled chimichurri sauce, which is super fancy and lovely with any meat or sausages. And then I can't believe it'll be July. It's really frustrating when I'm planning all of this ahead and I'm already at the end of July and I'm like, wait. I don't want July to be over with. I want to enjoy, especially since we haven't had any good weather yet. Where is our sunshine? It comes and it teases us and then it goes away. That's just not fair. This morning it was pouring down rain at my house and I was just thinking, what month are we in? This is crazy. Although it's still June, we do need the water, right? And it's good for our rivers and our fish and our wildflowers, which I heard have started, so that's a bummer. Hopefully that puts some of those out. So let's take a peek. Oh, we're getting there. We just want golden brown, and these ones are faster. In fact, they're kind of burning a little bit. Let's take a peek here. What we're going on. What we got? Yeah, those go.
Are those at 400?
Those are at 400. I think they're cooking. They're cooked. They're pretty done. They're brown. I'm going to let them sit for a minute. I'm going to show you actually. So the things with these, where should I be? Does this work? Can you see the browning around the edges? The ones in the oven aren't doing that. How's that? Perfect. Okay. So this dark browning around the edges, the ones in the oven don't do that because they're cooked slower. So this might be something that's just best done in the oven. But I think maybe a lower heat, if you wanted to try it. Here's your yummy crunchiness. And it is done. These in the middle, yeah, they could go a little longer, but I'm afraid they're gonna start burning. So let's try for a lower heat. Mark on your recipes it needs to be 350 and try that. And let me know how it works.
In the air fryer only.
What?
In the air fryer only.
Yeah, that's for the air fryer. The oven, I know, golden, 425. I think it's 20 to 25 minutes. I just watch them. That's my thing, and I smell them. You know, you can do a lot of cooking by smell and hear, even more than eyes sometimes. So these are good. These are still, they're cooked inside, but a little bit squishy. Those ones in there will be a little bit drier when they can cook slower. So they just need to be cooked slower, I guess. This is good to know. All this learning we did this time, guys. All around these tots, I'm telling you, it's taken me several times to get used to them, and I'm still, obviously, figuring them out. But that's the joy and the fun of doing it, and to not be frustrated by it. We'll turn that off. Take a peek at these. Oh, beautiful. I'm going to pull them out real quick and show you. Whoa. The difference. We're just going to set them here. See how they're just browner all the way around? And that's what you want. And these ones are done. And they should come right up. Yep, see, nice and brown on the bottom. Can we see that?
Yeah, we can see that. The top is a little bit hard to see, but they look fantastic, peeps.
There you go. Fantastic. Compared to that, see? A little bit. Those ones are sticking. So, those are good. Soup's good. Stir fry's good. Have fun eating tonight or whenever you cook this. Love you guys. Thank you for watching me, and I hope this helps. And we will see you next week.